They could wear a mask with one of the sibling or all their friends. They could wear a mask to school, making them do things unwillingly. They're doing it, but they're very unwilling. And please be careful as a parent, as a teacher, as an elder, if you see your children around and if they are wearing some sort of mask, if you find suddenly you will find the child trying to take care of others around. These can all be serious marks. You or the teachers or somebody else may disapprove of them. Hence, they're trying to fit in into a certain way of being. This one is an easier to deal with issue because it's very temporary, very fleeting. You fix the relationship, the whole issue will go. Hello, parents, and welcome to ParentShift, a place where we speak about conscious parenting. Can children pretend? Do children pretend? And is it normal for children to pretend? Yes, it is. Children do a lot of make-believe games. Children role play. They pretend. Some of it is in games. Some of it is in, relationships that they have with their friends, brothers and sisters, etc. But is it normal for children to start pretending when it comes to their day-to-day relationship with their parents, with their teachers, with their worlds? That is an important question that we need to be asking. For as much as it is natural for children to pretend and role play and try to act above their age or below their age or think and act in ways which are convenient for them, but at times when the child is having a serious lack of connection with people around it, or if the child is having a lot of pressure on it, especially pressure of performance and social conformance and be a good boy or a good girl, or if the child has a trust deficit with people around, people are not keeping promises, they are not caring for the child enough, or if there is a hostile environment around. In all of these cases, the child can move from simple pretending to start wearing masks, a place where they are almost choosing a different identity to deal with that situation overall or certain parts of it with certain people. They could end up wearing a mask at home with both the parents or wear it with one of the parent. They could wear a mask with one of the sibling or all their friends. They could wear a mask to school, so much and whatnot. The lack of connection sometimes is preventing them from expressing who truly they are. The fear of performance is or accommodation to being certain way in academics, etc., is making them do things unwillingly. They're doing it, but they're very unwilling and getting exhausted because of that. Place where they may not trust their environment, maybe inviting them to be hyper vigilant, to be closed, or to choose alternate medias which may themselves be unsafe, but they think it is safe. And much of these can be huge complications for the child as they grow up, can be complicated for the family, for the household, for the class, or for the friend circle where the child is, because these things rub off. So please be careful as a parent, as a teacher, as an elder, if you see your children around and if they are wearing some sort of mask, if you find some not so authentic behavior, so not so natural behavior. Suddenly you see certain changes in the child. Don't think that the child is matured overnight or there's something that's happened to the child or something. It is the child's mask. Many times you will see child trying to talk in an adult language or participate in an adult conversation and constantly doing these kind of things. Suddenly you will find the child trying to take care of others around. These can all be serious masks. At the root of it, I would say there are four major tendencies that you need to look at, and then you need to work with the child. Working with the child here obviously means providing the child sufficient connection, providing the child sufficient love, care, helping the child be safe, be seen. But very important is also teaching the child age appropriate knowledge, skill, and behaviors. And we'll come to each one of these. But let's understand four categories of issues from where the masks are born. So obviously, yes, because of the lack of connection, pressure of performance, or trust issues, the child could develop an identity confusion. The identity confusion predominantly is happening because of the parents, or it could be also powerful teachers or figures in the child's life who want the child to be in a certain way. Don't be the way you are. Don't talk the way you are. Don't do this. Don't act like this. So you're pretty much putting a lot of injunctions on the child and say, don't be like this, be the way we are asking you to be. We will give you the script, you play the script. And the child's natural tendencies may be something very different. Like you may want the child to be sporty and push the child into a sport. The child, on the other hand, is feeling a lot more attracted towards creative activities, artistic things. Now, I'm not saying that don't get your child to exercise. It's very important for the child's growth. However, the child may predominantly want to spend its energy in some creative pursuits like music or art or dance, etc., instead of looking at a certain sport where it's about running or performing, etc., in a certain way. The sport may be more for enjoyment for the child. Your child may like to play table tennis, it may like to play soccer, but it may not like to compete in table tennis or soccer. There's a huge difference. Just because your child is interested in soccer or table tennis doesn't mean that you have to get it to go to coaching, you have to get them to participate in the school team or go to a certain competition. No, don't do that. Please differentiate and understand. Don't create an identity confusion. This also extends to studies. This also extends to the way they want to express themselves, talk, etc. Don't criticize them on the kind of voice that they're having. Give them samples, give them understanding. Your way is not the way to teach the child. What you need to discover is what can help the child best perform in its life. Some of it you may also require a upgrade of knowledge for yourself as a parent. So, reading, understanding, talking to experts can help you understand how to help the child evolve. For all you know, the identity of the child is very well suited to its age. The struggles that it's having is normal. As the child grows up, you just need to be careful for the next age appropriate behavior, the next age appropriate way of looking at development. That's all. But in sometimes your child may not be doing the age appropriate thing, then you need to coach or counsel the child or work with the child to change. Like the child is trying to participate in the adult conversations and it's just a 6 year old. Don't encourage the child to start giving opinions in those kind of scenarios. The child needs to be spoken with. Maybe it's doing that because it has a lot of pent up energy and it knows that it needs to speak or act here, otherwise, it's not going to get an opportunity. Discover these things and understand. The second place where a child may need where start wearing masks is the fear of disapproval, that you or the teachers or somebody else may disapprove of them. Hence, they're trying to fit in into a certain way of being. The difference between the first one and the second one is you have already pushed that identity on the child, and the child is going through an identity confusion. Here, the child's identity is what it is living, but it just fears a certain disappointment from you or a certain disapproval from you, and hence he's temporarily wearing a mask. And this mask is something that it is carefully choosing in that situation, and it will go off as soon as you are not present. Like mummy is coming, behave like this, or daddy is coming, behave like this, or it's a math class, you need to behave like this. And the moment you see the child outside that environment, you may be surprised. Oh, is this my child? Why is the child behaving in a certain way with me and not? It's just simple. It's a fear of disapproval in that situation. This one is an easier to deal with issue because it's very temporary, very fleeting. You fix the relationship, the whole issue will go. But in the identity confusion, it takes a lot of deep work because that pressure possibly has been from you for a long time and the child has adapted significantly. The third category from where masks could be coming is a lot of image dependency or adaptation that the child has gone through to either keep peace or to not get criticized or to not get bullied, etc. And this could have happened in school, with friends, anywhere. And this is as a part of growing up. Nobody's telling the child anything. Nobody is disapproving of the child, but the child finds itself not capable of handling certain situations, and hence it has to choose a mask to keep itself safe. And this is also its trust deficit with its environment, and it is choosing to be in a certain way to take care or fend for itself. And some of this could come from threats that the child could have felt from its peer group, or some bullying, or some incidents with the teacher, or some other performance issue which could have happened. And the child then over a period of time starts loving these kinds of adaptations. I behave in this way, I can get this. I behave in this way, it can get this. So what could have started with peacekeeping could then later on become a very addictive way that the child is behaving. Overall, that adaptation can give itself into the fourth pillar from where the masks come, which is manipulative behavior. Once an adaptive child discovers that there is benefit in choosing a certain way of being, it can start using that for negative tendencies. Adaptation, still remember, is about the child getting along with its life and living life and surviving. But manipulation then becomes about power. It's about controlling others. It's about getting what you want. And also sometimes it's about getting what you don't deserve. The child may then want to have undue gains in a certain situation, manipulate the parents, manipulate the teachers into giving in concessions, giving in gifts, giving in privileges, etc., which the child possibly doesn't deserve. And those manipulative tendencies then can lead to the child then significantly misusing the environment. So between identity confusion to fear of approval to adaptation to manipulation, which is the most negative, if you find your child or any children around you behaving in a certain way, then definitely what needs to be worked on overall is not first the child. First is the connection that the child has with its adults, with the parents, the siblings, etc. Second is about removing any unwarranted performance pressures from the child and being realistic about performance. It's important for the child to perform, learn, perform, and be capable of handling its life, but have realistic performance expectations. And the third is to build trust with the child that it will be taken care of and provided for wherever adults have to step in and take care of the child. But there, within that, then you also have to work with the child. So while you work on certain things, you have to work with the child on learning age appropriate knowledge, skills, behaviors, etc. Like the child has to know at this age, it's comfortable for you to do these kind of things. You should be able to fend for yourself. Like the food is cooked. Could you serve yourself? Or you have spent the whole week being busy. Now you need to tidy up your room, and we can help you do that, but you need to do this. You have studied this chapter with me. Now can you do revision on your own? And there's so many examples, and at different 5 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, and anything in between. At every age bracket there are certain set of knowledge, there's certain things of skills, certain kind of behaviors which the child needs to learn. Map out these. If you have lack of information, look at several good books on development of a child, what happens in a pre-teen years, what happens in teen years, what happens later. On my own channel in ParentShift, I keep talking about several of these issues, including myths that you need to burst. There are so many other experts who are putting stuff out there. Seek help, talk, educate yourself. If you don't know what is the age appropriate knowledge, skill, and behavior a child needs to have, do some research. In today's world, it's very easy to find this information, get some help and fix that. The solution for your child to take off all the masks and being authentic and genuine first lies in your connection with the child, then lies in you having realistic expectations of the child, then lies in the child trusting you. But very importantly, it also lies in the child learning these age appropriate behaviors. Develop your plan, focus on the well being of your child. It's very important. You are responsible for your child for as long as the child doesn't really become an independent adult. And even then, your child might need your oversight and might need your supervision every once in a while, because you have a lot more experience than the child. Right now, you may need to be a lot more directive if your child is in the 2, 3, 4, 5 years age group. As your child grows up, as your relationship with the child matures, you can slowly be a lot more non-directive and participative when required with clear boundaries. But either of which way, you need to be present as a parent. If your child is wearing masks, you are highly likely an absent parent. Don't be absent for your child. Give the child the right connection, the right expectations, and build trust with the child. Very importantly, build the right age appropriate skills, knowledge, and behavior for the child. Wish you the very best in working with your child and changing. I will see you soon with another very critical topic that you need to be thinking about as you parent your lovely young one. Till then, see you. Take care.